Okay, so for today, we're going to learn about cables. So in the previous video, we learned about data tables within our Shiny, and today we're going to learn about cables. However, cables as well as data tables can exist outside of our Shiny, but we're just going to emphasize them here within the R Shiny. So the very first thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a new R Shiny. We call this test 2. We're going to make sure that it's in the directory of choice. Okay, data science 2, put that there, press create, and we note that this is the template that's automatically given to us. So what I'm going to then do is just mention some libraries that we need. We have library Shiny because we're going to create our Shiny. We also need the tidyverse library, so that's great. Since we're creating the Kable, we have to install the Kable packaging. So that's going to be install packages, and the actual package that it's used to create this Kable is called Kable Extra. Okay, I'm not going to press enter here, but you all can take some time to install it on your end. I already installed it on mine. Once you install it, there should be no issues, and you can then say library Kable Extra. So that is that. So I didn't specify the difference between the Kable and the data table, but the Kable allows you to do more functionality and more visual things within your actual table. So that's something neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain as I make changes to this template so that we can create this Kable. We're going to keep, you remember in the last video what we did was we created a filter based on miles per gallon. We're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so we're going to do MPG is going to be the actual output or input that's going to be given from the user. We're going to miles per gallon here. It's going to be the limit. Okay, so it's going to be the highest miles per gallon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little nifty. I don't know what the min of miles per gallon is, but I'm going to use the function min, right? Min of empty cars miles per gallon. So what that allows me to do is to have the minimum value of miles per gallon be already stated to the user. Okay, and then for my max, I'm doing something very similar. I'm doing the max of empty cars MPG. Okay, and the default value will be 15 because I know it's in between. I don't know what the max and min are, but I know 15 is in between. Okay, so in terms of my main panel, what it's going to display is no longer going to be a plot. It's going to be a table. So we're going to call this table output. Okay, and I'm going to label this table that I'm going to define within my server as empty cars Kable. It doesn't matter the name, but I'm going to be consistent with my code that I already have. So since we're not dealing with a plot or we're not rendering a plot, I can go ahead and erase this code. Okay, and what I'm going to do is create my output, and what I'm going to save into it is going to be my empty cars, whatever I saved up here, whatever the name is. So empty cars underscore Kable. So whatever I name my table as here, my output, it has to be defined here as well. Okay, and I'm going to define this. This is a symbolization for define. I'm going to define this. It's equivalent. This definition define is equivalent to equals. Okay, I'm going to define it as a function. And this function terminology is just stating that I'm creating a function that I'm storing into empty cars Kable. Okay. And with that said, I am going to look at my empty cars data set. I'm going to locate my empty cars data set. I'm going to filter, okay, using the pipes, I'm going to filter on the MPG. And so what it's going to do is provide MPG less than or equal to whatever the input is, whatever the user says they want their max value to be. Okay. However, the last thing I need to do is I need to put my new data frame within a Kable function, and I want that Kable function to spit out an HTML, and that's it. So once I press run here, it's going to create the Kable within an R Shiny. It's a little slow today. Okay, so that's good. So let's see. I want my max value to be 20. Okay, so my max value is 20. So it now increases the number of cars, but of course the cars has to be less than 20.2, sorry. 20.5, 25.4. So that's kind of neat. So to learn some more information, I'm going to change this. I'm not going to have it be called Old Faithful Gazer data because that's not what it's called. It's going to be called MT Cars. So this is where I change that within the title panel, MT Cars data. Okay. Another thing I'm going to briefly just change before I put my data frame into the Kable is I'm going to arrange it. I'm going to arrange my data frame, okay, based on miles per gallon. Okay, so this is a new function that you're learning. Is I'm going to arrange it based on miles per gallon. So it's going to be in increasing order. Okay, it's going to be in increasing order. So let's run that and see what that looks like. So it's increasing. Sorry, it's decreasing. So it's decreasing. So if I increase this to 25.2, it's going to be decreasing. If you tried earlier, it wasn't doing that. So I'm going to talk about the highlights in another video. So stay tuned for that one. Again, if you are liking this video, if you like these videos, just go ahead and like or subscribe. Thank you.